Hey everyone, it's Leanne. I'm just doing this week's positivity deck, and I noticed Kylie Koo had such a beautiful card she made. And that card was the sea, and I've done a similar card. I've put the sea there, but I'm also putting on some stencils at the moment. I've got some shells there on the rocks, and if you go over to Kylie Koo's, you'll see I've followed exactly how she's done hers, and I have um, done a picture of the sea because I used to live right on the water down the far south coast with my husband and kids for quite a few years, and I used to hear the crashing of the waves and the beautiful salt smells, and it was beautiful. Now all I've done is got some tissue paper, and I've done a bit of stamping on that, and these ones are of birds, and I always remember the birds at the beach. They're everywhere. They make those beautiful seagull sounds that they do. Is quite relaxing and soothing here in Australia. And I'm just going to rip off that, and I'm going to put this in the air somewhere. Just using a bit of matte media, or matte medium, I think they call it. And I'm just going to put the birds in the sky, just like that, because that reminds me of the sea when I lived right on the water. But I am not a sea person, although I love seafood. I'm more of an inland river girl. I like to fish inland. But I have fished on the beach for many, many years and lived on the beach. So that's what we've got so far. I forgot to turn the camera on when I was painting. I was just relaxing with Kylie Koo, painting along as you do. And I've got some birds and some seashells in the sea. Right, now I'm going to give that a bit of a blast of heat because I need it to dry. Right, I think that's done it. Let's just cut off the excess. Did I get it all? Yes, I did. Right. Now, how's everyone been? I've been away for 2.5 weeks with my husband. He had holidays, and they were thrust upon him very quickly, his holidays. So I had no time to really make any real catch up anything. The renovations on our old house, our 90-year-old house, is going along really well at the moment, but we needed to have a break and to get that work done. Well, my son came up and there was a lot of work being done. There was a caterpillar there, and it moved a lot of dirt, and what else? We made a pad, like a pad on the ground with the caterpillar, so we can put a big shed there. What else did we do? We moved a lot of dirt. We fixed up the road. We got the road tarred. I'm not sure what they call that. It's where they put tarmac on, like the roads that we drive on. We had a driveway done in that. What else? We pulled up some floors, some walls. We moved some walls open. We've still got more floors to do in the new bathroom, and we've got some huge big, what do you call it? Some holes in the wall we've got to patch up, and we've got to do all sorts of things. And that's what we've been up to. Now I'm just going to look at this pictograph. How do you do that? Not sure what that one is. I'll have to have a look at that later on. Anyway, we want water, don't we? Sorry, getting mixed up here what I'm doing. Water, water, water. Print, 1 copy. So I have been extremely busy and offline for a long time. But I did manage to catch up yesterday on all my positivity deck, and I'm very happy about that. Just going to put water there. I do want to name it. I know Kylie didn't name hers because she wanted the painting to stand for what it was itself. So there's water, the sea, which is another element in my, well, it's an element, isn't it? It's, I'll just put it in so I can see where it is. Now, because I've been away and I've had to catch up, I thought I would just go through what I've been doing. Now, I had to catch up on 4 cards. That was. Now, what was... Well, the last one I just did was water. So that was that one. There. Let me turn that around. So there we go. There's our element of water. Water. I know Kylie had these similar words down. Cleansing. Certainly water cleanses us. I can think of things as baptism, cleansing us, washing our clothes, washing anything. Water is also sustainable fluid to hydrate us. We need it. One of my biggest, or one of my most beautiful scene that I could imagine is snow. I love snow. Where my 90-year-old house is, snow happens. I remember my second middle child born when it was snowing. I looked out the window in September and it was snowing in the hospital. I always remember that. Straight after he was born. So the snow is one of my favourites of all. I just want to run through it and wash through it and play with it. I just love snow. I'm not too fond of the ice, like hailstones and things like that, but I do love the snow. Tap water. Well, how's your tap water in your country? Ours is shocking. I know it's shocking. I never drink it anymore. I used to drink it so much as a child, but never do I drink it as an adult. I never have drunk it. I've always avoided it because there's too many things on TV about and on the radio about how it's got bacteria and spiridium and all sorts of bacteria and stuff. So I never drink it anymore. Now the beach, well, that's the beach. We all love the beach. As I said, I used to live on the beach. I used to love the waves crashing, making me go to sleep every night. I love the sea salt and the sea spray that you used to get if you walk along the beach. And even where we used to live, right down south of New South Wales, the sea salt spray, you could just go outside and I could feel it on my face. It was beautiful. The crashing of the waves, well, water makes ebb and flow. It's extraordinary, with the moon and how it just ebbs and flows. So the crashing of those waves is vitally important, and the sound. Thank you, Kylie, for that video, by the way. I really, really almost was so calm and happy when I was watching that. And then you had the crashing of the waves, and I thought the power of that waves and the water. It's absolutely beautiful, and I felt like I was there. So thank you for showing that video. I really do appreciate you taking that film because it was just beautiful. And the smell of the sea, of course, and the sound of the water is very unique, isn't it? Crashing of those waves. So that's all I put about water. Now, the one before that was focus. I did a lighthouse because isn't that a focus, don't you think? A focus standing tall, it would light the way for ships and boats to come in. It's a safe and security of knowing where the lighthouse was, that you knew you were near land, and it guided you in. So that focus of the lighthouse was very important, that focus for a lot of people, centuries past. And so I always think of focus is, and I always say this to my husband, what is your main focus in life? So what do you feel is the most focus, the most important thing that you focus on for your life? And I often say that to him because I wonder, and I say it to my kids, true happiness comes from being focused on the correct things. About the world, it's such a distraction, isn't it? It can take your focus away from the main goal. And the main goal in life, in my opinion, from my perspective, and I think from a lot of people's perspective, is that their focus in life is health and happiness, family life, doing things that are happy, constitutes happiness, and you know you need to keep your focus on the bigger prize, not just on the little things that happen along the way. Don't focus on someone's attitude. Don't focus on someone's, you think they're resentful towards you or you're fighting with them. Don't let that be your focus. Have your principles and qualities, but focus on the bigger prize. Don't focus on things that are just now. I always say that. And the one before that was flow. Well, I found that very, very hard to imagine what that meant. And important stuff to encourage flow. I've got a bicycle there because a bicycle just flows down the street, just rolls and rolls along. As long as you pedal that pusher, you can just flow easy. If you hit a stone or a bump, you know that flow will be interrupted for a second. Bump, bump, bump. So I put down the bicycle for flow because important stuff, you need to keep and encouraging that to keep flowing. So happiness, smiling, and remind yourself that the problems um, that might arrive are not as important to concentrate on and to let and or disrupt that flow. So put the things in the way which may interfere with your flow. So understand what may interfere with your flow in life, or the flow of life, and put it in perspective, put it where it belongs, to the side, because anything that interferes with your health and happiness, and your flow, your anything that you, well, rolling over a stone in your bike will interfere with the flow of your bike. So don't let that be a focus like before. So was that all I did? No, we had one more that I missed, and that was balance. Well, balance is a big one. I put a pair of shoes there because we need to have our shoes balanced, don't we? We need to have them well on our feet so that we don't get a medical condition, so that we can walk, run, jump, hop without any unbalancedness. Otherwise, your feet will be sore. And in life, it's the same, balance. Now, when I think of balance, I actually think of the balance knob on a record player. Turning it one way or the other way too far can be unbalanced. You really need to get the balance on your record player or your stereo, hi-fi, whatever you call it, to a good balance. So the sound is great, the sound sounds good, and that the song can flow like we did in that one flow. So that's important, to get the balance of life right. How much do I let the world in? I actually try and turn the knob on the world out a bit, and I like to balance the knob in my direction. And family balance is vital, because as a mother, you're mindful of your children and their minds, how they develop and how they grow up, and what we do and what we say and how we handle problems actually can affect them and the people around us. So as a mother, we have a very, very a heavy task that's loaded upon us, to be balanced in life, to get it right, try and get it right. And food, of course, food plays a vital role in my life because I'm a diabetic. We need to have balanced food. Everyone does, otherwise our body just gives out. So you really need to keep your weight down. You need to watch what you eat, and you need to balance your food with a good diet in order for your body to be optimum. So balance of food to me is vital. So when I think of balance, I need to balance my food. So I think that's all we did. The walking shoes of balance. There's all the cards, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, week 12 was there, water. I really enjoyed that one, Kylie. Thank you very much. And there we go. Now, while I've been away, I actually have did a course. I just did a course with Mrs. Cog. Now, she was a bit expensive, but I learned a lot of things, and I started to do this teddy bear journal. It's a little one. I did a large one with Mrs. Cobb, but I did this one in between spasmodically bits and pieces of it because it takes a very long time. Now, I'm not sure whether I'll keep that. It's pretty huge, that key ring. I've got the key on it and a shell. I have sewn that in. I've binded that in. And Mrs. Cog had teddy bear ephemera and stuff, and I've got some buttons sewn on there. I've got some hessian and some cloth under that with the teddy bear picture, and I have zigzagged it around. That was on the course. Now I have put ring binders in here for the ribbon. I put paper on this, but she used material, which I did. I'll show you. I haven't finished it, but there's the material one, the denim one. And I haven't bound that in yet. They're all there. Done a bit of work on it. Still got a lot more work to go. It was a very long course. There was a lot of detail. And thank you, Mrs. Cog. I thought that was a beautiful course. And I was happy to do it. Anyway, this is the start of it. It's got 4 signatures in it, like that. Now, when you open it up, well, what happened there? That must have just came undone. I will glue that down better. Now, I should have put different papers in here, but I put some of my painted papers in there because I like the colour. But the start of it, you've got some little pages with teddy bears and quotes and things like that. There's the first page, it's a beautiful teddy, some quotes, some words and things like that. And there's a little tag with some lace, a little tag with a teddy bear on it and some lace there. And some tabs we put on. Some doilies. And we have some beads on the inside like that. As you can see, 2 beads there. There's a beautiful tea-stained doily. There's a tea-stained little tag. I haven't finished that one. And then it just goes on. There's some writing journal paper. Now, most of these papers are tea-dyed, like that one. And it's got printing on it. There's the first signature, there's the second signature. It's got another tag just there, teddy tag again, and some material. All these tabs here. Tea-stained doily once again in the middle there with some beads. Beautiful tea dyed paper as well. Some more writing, journaling paper. There's some more teddy. Some more teddy. It's a tab. It's another signature. Teddy with some paper. Goes on and on the same, and in each signature there's some beads that I've left in there. And there we go. Goes teddy again. It's got some tabs, got some little tags. There we go, teddy. Some quotes. It's another teddy. And some paper and some teddy, more teddy. And that's it. Now, doing the course with Mrs. Cog was, as I said, a little expensive, but I learned so much off her. But it was very detailed, and in other words, it was a lot of work. But I really, really enjoyed it so much, and I learned so much. And I'm going to make one of them with you if you care to join in. But I might make a bigger one, a bigger journal like the other one. I have a lot of this paper, and I'll show you this paper. It's all tea-dyed paper, and it's gorgeous. Let me smell it. I love the smell it has when it comes out of the oven. It is stunning. But all that beautiful tea-dyed paper. I have stacks of it. I've done stacks of it. Took me all day, but there we go. And Mrs. Cogg's got a free course going on tea dyeing as well. So take advantage of that. So there we go, some beautiful tea-dyed paper. And I love this paper. It's just copy paper. And you dip it in the tea, steep it in the tea, and then you put it in the oven. And the paper turns into crispness. Crispy paper. And you can also then iron it when it comes out of the oven to give that beautiful flat, lovely. Doesn't that feel nice? Oh, I love it. I also finished off yesterday another card. This one's I call it Clooney because it's Rosemary Clooney. It was just an advertisement on some music sheet about Rosemary Clooney. Now I remember her. I think she's the aunt of George Clooney, and she was a singer, and I remember her singing a lot, listening to it with my mother. So she's a beautiful singer. So I thought I'd do another ATC on one of my paint pieces of paper, painty paper as it's called, and I just put her advertisement on one of my painty paper, and then I laminated that. So there's one more card I didn't show you, but I am going to do a journal, a teddy bear journal. I've collected enough stuff to do that, and we will use fabric. It's going to be a bigger journal, and I'm going to go through it because Mrs. Cogg showed me a hell of a lot of things. I know how to do a journal, but she showed quite a few processes to do. So that little teddy bear there is a good sample of what the small ones look like that she's got on her course. I'm not advertising her course, but I did it, and I did it my way, and I got a hell of a lot of knowledge out of that, and thank you very much, Mrs. Cogg. Love it. So there we go. I am going to take that on. It's huge. I'm going to put a small one on, and then we'll have our key and our little dangle there on the back. It was sewn in. She didn't sew hers in. Now, I'm not going to do it like this because it's pretty raw. So I'm going to do it the way she was doing it. And that will be nothing on that beautiful piece there. Although you can cover that up if you had some lace or something. You know, a big thick piece of lace, you can cover it up. You can put that there and another piece there. This is tea-dyed crochet lace, and you could do that. You could also put one of her ephemera pieces on the spine if you wanted to cover up the material. That would be okay as well. So there we go. But nonetheless, there's the beautiful little teddy bear journal that I did. And until I see you next time, thank you, Kylie, for the card. Really enjoyed that one. And I'll see you soon, everyone. What's happening here? Yeah, it's working now. So I'll see you later. Bye for now.